this week we're going to talk about what's next. What's next in the economy? What's next in the financial market? What is the news we're going to start hearing that we haven't been hearing about? And we're going to go into detail like why do we have cash shortages? Why are we having coin shortages? So I want to welcome everybody back from last week. It's good to see everybody again. What's up, Victor? What's up, Skin? All right, Osman, we're gonna get to your question later. We're just gonna go into our topic first, and after we go into our topic, we'll go into our Q&A. Jasmine says, blessings, Pascal. Blessings, Jasmine. It's good to see you again. Good seeing all you guys. Thanks for all the love, the thumbs up, liking and commenting on the posts. Our page is all about community and feedback and learning together. So always put your comments on the post. Always leave your feedback, whatever it is, critical, positive, it's fine. We all want to learn and grow. I'm a lifelong learner. I love learning more about finance. So if you have a differing opinion or if you want to add something to what I'm saying, please leave the comments and I'll respond to the comment as well. What's up, Shin? Love from India. What's up, bro? Yuri, what's going on? So we're going to give it a couple of minutes, let everyone come and jump on, and we're going to start answering questions right after we go into our topic. So today's topic is what's next for the economy. Also, great news. What's up, Orvin? Love from Morocco. What's up? I'm from Syria, if you guys didn't know. I was born there. I moved to New Jersey when I was like 3, and I've lived in Florida since I was 11. So it's a lot of interesting different backgrounds, but it all adds up. So we're going to talk about what's next for the economy. But in my week, this week actually, my office got the license, so we'll be able to do 1 to 4 family loans and refinances as well. So if you have a loan, a refinance, you want to lower your interest rates, you want to take cash out, we'll be able to do that for 1 to 4 family homes. So feel free to DM us or contact us, and we'll be able to work on it for you. So I was talking to Quicken Loans earlier this week, and they were giving me examples of some deals we're doing in like 2.675 for a 30-year fixed rate loan, which is like sick. It's like literally free money. What I consider free money is when you're getting money very close to inflation rate. Well, 2.675 is below like inflation rate. So that's awesome. That's like, again, to me, free money. And I took about $437,000 in ELDI loan, the money the government was giving out to businesses. And that's a 30-year loan at 3.75. So, and that was a great deal too. So we're talking about loans. We're talking about what's next in the economy. We're talking about what are the next moves and how to prepare ourselves. I'm trying to give you today's topic is really focused on, I want to try to get close to the mic. Today's topic is focusing on kind of preparing you guys for the news that's going to come out. And so you guys aren't kind of scared and concerned like the rest of the world. The rest of the world, you're going to start seeing, they're going to be really scared, really concerned about what's happening in an economy. So I'm going to try to give you some of the news before it gets mainstream. And when everyone's freaking out, you guys are already going to know the answer, so you're not going to have those concerns. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of good stuff today. Ben, what's up? Nice to see you again. Thanks, Jasmine. Jasmine says, really? Very cool story. So, very diverse background, and I got a lot of fun meeting all different people and everywhere I've lived. So it's a lot of fun. Ben says, I purchased your course. Excellent content, by the way, but I didn't mean to purchase the personal Zoom video chat. How can I request a refund, sir? Shoot us an email and we'll be able to refund you. Okay. So, Melina, what's up? How are you? What's going on, Turk? So, let me see here. I feel things are going to get really bad once everyone get cut off unemployment. Everyone always spends money on things they can't afford. That is very true, and that's how investors keep getting richer, and people who don't understand finance normally get poorer. So it is very important to learn finance, and that's the that's the purpose of my page, is to teach you guys finance, to teach you guys how to understand finance. And I don't want you guys to become. There's two ways people become. They become very, very cheap, not frugal, but cheap, and they don't spend money, so they can't grow. And then inflation kills them because they're saving so much. And then there's the other group that spend every single penny and don't save or invest either, so they also become poor. So those are the two groups that become poor, and that's why roughly 70% of our population is very low income. Now, there's a group in the middle, that fine line, that are frugal with their money, but do spend it as well and do reinvest, and they grow. So you want to be that group, and I'm trying to teach you guys how to navigate to that, to become that individual. So Star says, is it safe to invest in real estate in the stock market now, specifically REITs? I think REITs. I think REITs are going to tank, okay? Not because the underlying value is bad, right? Especially if you're investing in REITs that are in like retail, yeah, they're going to tank, and the underlying value of the asset is probably going to drop as well. If you're investing in REITs that are in apartments, that's also going to tank, but the underlying value is still going to retain. So I would just say, in the sense of purchasing an asset value, I think that's going to drop. So I wouldn't pull that trigger right now. I'm only buying things, and because I'm more of a buy and hold. I don't like wasting time in day trading. That's me, my personal style, and I don't like doing that. So I buy things and I hold. One of the things I'm holding is gold. I hold silver. I held some crypto. Those are things I'm holding. There are some stocks that I'm holding as well, but I'm holding things that are fear flights right now. So we're going to have a lot of fear flights. What that means is people are going to run away from stocks. They're going to run away from real estate because they're afraid. All right, so let's get in here. What's next? We have a record amount of people not paying their rent in LA. I think it's up to like 350,000 people are not paying their rent in California. I called my friend in Miami. He has a company there. It's a very successful company. And I asked him, I was like, how's it going down there? How's everything going? He's like, yo, everything's dead. I said, what's going on with the real estate market? How's everything going there? He's like, everything is dead. And I'm like, okay, well, I know you know a lot of different types of people. Tell me, how is the rental market? Are people have enough money to pay their bills? What's going on? He's like, everyone that I know that I'm talking to is not paying their rent. So I'm like, damn. We know about it in LA. If you follow real estate news, you'll know about what's going on in LA, New York, things like that. But you don't hear about Miami. You don't hear about the other markets. And even in Florida, we're in a very conservative state. Miami is more liberal, so they have more strict rules on evictions. But in my county, I'm in Pinellas County, we're a little bit more Republican. We're more on like, hey, you pay your bills, you take, things like that. They're more landlord friendly, and even they extended evictions one more month to next month, September 1st, is when it's supposed to be lifted. You can start evicting again. Thank God. As you guys know, I don't really have any evictions to do because we're very selective on how to pick our tenants. Watch our previous video and you'll learn how to select tenants to reduce the probability of having issues with tenants and evictions. But the point is, we're going to start hearing a lot. It's going to come on the news, and the news always acts like it's a surprise. They're like, oh my God, there's a ton of evictions. Oh my God, there's a ton of foreclosures. And the news is going to spill it out and act like real estate is the worst investment. At that point in time, the same way people that that are logical people are now wearing masks and not leaving the house and social distancing and freaking out hardcore. We should be concerned about catching this disease. But we should also understand that it's an extremely low mortality rate. So we should not be freaking out to this level, to this extent. So my point is, people overreact. And people are going to overreact in real estate. So they're going to have a significant swing on real estate. There's going to be a huge swing. And during this swing, it's going to be a great opportunity to buy. And we're going to start hearing about it. We're going to hear a little bit of noise about it in the coming months, because our 6 months on our moratorium on evictions and our extensions on our non-payment of the mortgage, so our forbearance, there's a two-part to it. The forbearance is a 12-month period, but the first roughly 6 months are pretty easy. You just basically have to ask for an extension and you get it. After the 6-month mark, you're going to have to start showing certain documentation. So it's going to get harder, and it's going to become more, it's going to become in the news that people aren't paying their bills. It's going to be more and more. And people are going to get more scared, and it's going to cause more of an effect in the market, which is going to cause prices to go down. People are going to start freaking out more and more. And that is why initially, back in March, we started having a run on cash. What do I mean by that is people are starting to run to the bank, take the cash out, and hide it underneath their mattress. They're not talking about this. They're saying, well, the Fed can't print coins. That's why we have coins, and they're having those issues. Yes, there is issues with printing more money. But the reality is this: most of our money is digital. Very little of our money is physical currency. What's happening is, since people are taking out the money, and you probably heard it here first, they're taking out this money and they're hiding it. That's why there's not enough cash out there. So they're hiding it in their house because they're scared. And that is a very big sign that people are going from investing to savings and going to they're doing fear plays. Fear play is hoard cash, buy silver, buy gold, okay? And then get rid of your assets. So you're going to see stock prices fall, real estate prices fall, gold's going to go up, silver's going to go up, crypto's probably going to go up, because the second this happens, people start freaking out and they go against the government. They're like, oh, the currency's not going to be worth anything. The government currencies aren't worth anything, so they're going to go to crypto. So I see that is going to be the move. I've made my moves myself. I've owned silver for a long time. I'm a lifelong silver buyer because I collect coins and they come in silver usually. I collect currency. You're going to see gold continue to rise. I mean, many institutions that don't even invest in gold and don't have any holdings in gold are calling $3,000 an ounce in gold. Right now it's like $1,900. There's a 50% increase on that. Now, even if it doesn't go up 50%, I'm fine with that. I'm happy. I actually bought gold a number of months ago, so I picked it up prior to this rally that we had recently. So crypto so far has gone up 40% on me, and it's still going to rise. I predict that those are going to continue to rise. My play, as I've said before, pretty transparent on what my moves I'm going to make. I'm refinancing all of my properties to get lower interest rates. I am then taking my cash and putting into gold and silver and some in crypto, because crypto is still not a guarantee on how it goes, on how it's going to work out long term. We do know that that there's going to be a place for it in the future. We just don't know what it's going to be, and I only bet on sure things. So I do have a little bit of money there, and that is my thoughts, and those are my moves, and that's what I think is what is next. That is what you're going to see happen next. So so that is my thoughts. See, is there anything else I wanted to add? shortage in cash, refinance. Regarding people who are interested in refinancing, if you're planning to, like, the question just came in now. So Jasmine says, current mortgage rate is 4.125, moving in about 18 months. Should I refinance? Normally, I'll be honest with you. Normally, and obviously I'm always honest with you guys, right? So normally I'd say don't, because the cost of your refinance is usually not worth it. Now, there's a good chance you're going to save over 1% on your current mortgage rate. So even if you refinance now, you'll probably make up your money in 1 year. So you're not going to really profit the last 6 months. You could probably profit. But my bet on the whole refinancing thing, and why I would think it's actually a pro to refinance. The pro is if things go bad quickly, quicker than I expect, your home value is going to drop significantly. Many people decide not to move. People get stuck in their house. They get stuck and they don't end up moving. And if that happens, and God forbid you lose your job or someone else reduces their income or something happens where you cannot qualify for a loan at that time, now you're stuck in your house because you lost value in your house. You can't sell it. There's not enough buyers to buy your house. Maybe you lost your job, other issues. It's good to be in a position where, like, okay, you're in an interest rate, hopefully below 3%. And now, it's not as big of a deal that you can't move because you're saving so much money on your current rate. I cannot say for sure how low your rate's going to go. Jasmine, DM me, send me a message, and I'll be happy to review your information and give you more information to see what's possible for you. But normally I would say in a normal market where someone's only saving like 0.5% and they're going to move in 18 months, I would say it's not worth it. But if you're going to stay, say, at least 2 years, then I would say it's worth it. But given that people have been able to save 1.5%, 2% on their mortgage, they can make that money back in like 6 months. And given that market is probably going to drop, and when it drops, refis are so difficult to get. They're awesome. I love refis. Obviously, that's a great way to extract your wealth without paying taxes, but they're so difficult to get at that time. So you got to be careful. So it's better to do it now. And I'm trying to get all my refinances done now in the next 3 months, 4 months, before things get tougher and tougher. Okay. Normally, you're going to see they're going to keep the market from dropping prior to an election. That's just how it's done. They avoid it from happening because they don't want that to affect people's their decisions. So that is where I see is next and how you guys should prepare. And that's how I'm preparing. Again, speak with your own financial advisors to see what is their opinion on how you should make your moves. Okay. Fashion says, Pascal, do you think it's a good idea to withdraw my money from my 401k since things are going to get rough? Personally, I withdrew my money out of my 401k. I withdrew my money and I reinvested it into real estate. You have an opportunity to do this thing where you can either withdraw your money out of your 401k or move your money out of stocks into, say, a gold stock, which is GOLD or GLD as an option. You can also withdraw your money. IRS has a rule right now. It says you could take out up to $100,000 out of your retirement account, and you only have to pay the tax over a 3-year period instead of immediately. And you also avoid the penalty, because if you're under 59.5 and you withdraw your money from your retirement account, there's a 10% penalty. They avoid the penalty as well. Now, you do have an option at that point to put the money back into your account over the next 3 years to avoid paying the tax. You can also choose to put it into like an EQRP account. Feel free to DM me and I can tell you more about that. I give you the details on how to do that. An EQRP fund, that is a retirement account that you self-manage, and you can actually use your money that's in a retirement account to buy real estate. That's one option. I'm going to come out with a lot of videos regarding this coming soon on my YouTube. So whoever's not following me on YouTube, check my link in the bio on my IG, and it should have you a link to my YouTube. Otherwise, just go at Pascal Korkus on YouTube. You'll find my page. Follow me on there, and you're going to get a lot of sick information regarding how you can transfer wealth out of your retirement account and avoid it. Real quick, here's one way. If you withdrew $100,000 and you spent $100,000 to buy real estate, you would still consider $100,000 in taxable income because you withdrew it out of your retirement account. But if you invest it in a piece of real estate and you actually do a cost segregation model on that piece of real estate, where then you'll get a paper loss, it'll show that you went negative $100,000. That will wash your income. And now you took all your money out of a retirement account, avoided the tax, put it into a piece of real estate, and it's outside of the real estate, the retirement fund account. And you'll be able to constantly roll that money and defer your taxes as long as you keep on taking the money and buying more real estate with it with a 1031 exchange. I know this is advanced. I have an accounting firm, I have an insurance agency, I have a mortgage company, I have a real estate investment company, I have a property management company. I've studied all of this stuff. I know it's a little advanced, but again, the concept is this. There is ways where you could pull all your money out of your 401k and reinvest it into the real estate market, either through a self-directed retirement account or into an individual account that is not a retirement account. So Star Cream says EQRP. Yes, it's good. I prefer that you don't invest in real estate within a retirement account, right? But if you have to, then it's better, right? It's really good. All right. I mean, I just went down the rabbit hole with you guys. So I went to like another level. So also my course is called Foundations of Personal Finance. The link is in my bio or on YouTube. You're going to find it down in the comment section, the description. You'll find my course there. It's really cheap. It teaches you a lot about personal finance and how I went from 0 units to 23 units by the age of 23. Okay. I mean, it's a lot of information, all the little hacks I learned from all the different mentors I had. It's a great starter to understand what I'm talking about and why I think the way I do. Because if you don't understand how I think and you don't understand how to see the system the way I see it, it's going to be really tough to be like, to keep up to what the concepts I'm giving. And then some things might go over your head and you might miss out on a great opportunity. So Lucy says, hey, Pascal, nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Lucy. Nancy says, what's the best way to avoid capital gains from selling stock and investing in real estate? So the best way to avoid capital gains is honestly just if you invest in real estate and they do a cost segregation model on the real estate you purchase, you're going to get a negative. So you're going to get a negative K1, and that negative K1 will counteract your gains. Will take away from your gains. So that's a pretty simple way. Daniel says, whoa. Yes, that information was whoa. So is this course useful in any country? The concepts of the course are useful in any country because most countries now have a very similar financial system. Again, the amount of down payment might change. The amount of interest rate might change. But the concept itself still works. All right. So I've been looking at some properties, some land to build, and I'm just like, even though I'm finding some land and some properties to build, I'm just thinking, man, by refinancing in 12 months, how the market's going to be, the odds of being able to refinance or not being able to refinance is pretty bad. So I don't want to be stuck with this property where I can end up buying properties for half the price and have all my money stuck in this deal. Even though we're going to make cash flow, unless the cash flow is significant, I don't want to take that risk. I'd rather be for sure in buying another deal because waiting 12 more months isn't going to kill us. I'm eager. Trust me, guys. I'm super eager to do a deal, but I don't want to miss the great opportunities coming. And yeah, so I'm trying to be patient. Daniel says, I would like to know about the 401k trick. So the 401k, it's not a trick. It's just using a whole bunch of rules. So one rule, again, I want to repeat this. You can take the 401k and you take a withdrawal. You're allowed to withdraw up to $100,000 out of your account because of COVID reasons. and avoid a 10% penalty. You still have to pay income tax on that money, but you can pay it back over a 3-year period. Now, you could or reinvest it into your 401k put it back into your 401k over a 3-year period. One of the two. But the other option is this: taking that money and putting it into an EQRP retirement account. An EQRP retirement account is a retirement account. So you're basically just taking out of a 401k retirement account, put it back into an EQRP retirement account, and now there is no taxable event because you just transferred your funds. The other option, and also the EQRP retirement account, is a self-directed account. So you can actually use that money to invest into real estate deals. You have that ability because you have controls. They give you a checkbook and you can write your checkbook. You can spend that money, put it any way you want to spend it. You could even buy physical gold with that account and keep it at home in your safe or at the bank in the safe. It's pretty crazy. Again, do some more research on it to make sure that you're checking off all the boxes on how you're doing it. Now, the other option is if you took the money out of your 401k, and let's just say it was $100,000, you put $100,000 into a real estate investment that is doing a cost segregation model. There's a very good chance all $100K will be able to be written off and depreciated with the cost segregation model. And then you would have this $100K write-off to write off the income that you would have on your tax return from the withdrawal from your retirement account. You got it, Daniel. So, guys, I don't know what happened to all the comments. It's like they disappeared. So how does the SBA work? The SBA is a small business administration. They're basically a government organization or quasi-governmental organization that offers loans to small businesses. And right now they've gotten very, very easy to get loans with them. The SBA also, interestingly, works with FEMA. So the SBA and FEMA kind of work together because the FEMA brings in money from the insurance and SBA gives loans. So they kind of work together. And if you don't have flood insurance and you have an owner-occupied property, there is opportunities that you can get a loan to rebuild your home from the SBA when your home gets damaged by a flood. Really interesting, right? You wouldn't have thought that. But again, they work together. Basically, they bring in money from insurance, and then they use that money to loan it out in loans, and then they bring in loan payments from the loans, and they'll use it to pay insurance claims. So that's how they blend the money, and they can diversify their risk too. Nancy says, if Biden wins, do you think the cost segregation option will remain? If Biden wins, he wants to take away like everything. He wants to remove like all tax benefits. Will it happen immediately? It won't happen immediately. It'll probably take him a year or two to put it into play. But is it possible? It is very possible. It's very likely that he would try to change all the tax reductions Trump put in place, which is going to hurt the economy even worse and push us into a depression even faster. Excuse me for my hiccups. Daniel says crazy. Yes, it is crazy. The way that you can play the game and avoid all the taxes is crazy awesome if you know how to play the game. It is also crazy how much taxes we're going to have to pay if Biden gets elected. I am not going off of political. I'm going off of how we're already in a pretty shitty situation, and it's going to get a lot worse if the taxes go up. If I increase the rent $400 in a 7-cap property, how much will the value of the property increase? Let's do the math. Okay. 7-cap, which means 7%, which is, again, anyone on IG, if you go on YouTube, it has it the right way. Also, I'll be posting the video on YouTube tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. so you can watch it again there. So, 7-cap, also 0.07. So you increase it $400 a month times 12 equals $4,800. $4,800 divided by 0.07. Someone have a calculator? I'm going to say it's probably around like $75,000. You increase the value roughly $75,000. If anyone has a calculator, take $4,800 divided by 0.07% or 0.07. So I'm going to guess roughly on a 5 cap, this is about $96,000. 68,571. That's pretty close with that $70,000 guess. $68,571. Now, so regarding this number here, move over, slide over so you can see it. Regarding that number, there is on 1 to 4 unit properties, there is a ceiling that the neighborhood is limited to. So if you keep on increasing your cap rate in a bad neighborhood, it doesn't always push it up by that much money. But if you're in a decent neighborhood, then you can definitely move it up that much. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Ben, for the numbers. I appreciate it. Next question here. Cronal says, hey, Pascal, any silver stock you would recommend to buy at this point? To be honest, I don't look at silver stocks. I don't have the answer for you. I normally buy my silver physical because I collect coins. So even if I get good coins, I don't really care what the price of silver is. So I collect silver coins for 2 reasons. One, because of the value of the silver. There's always a tangible value to it. And then there's also what's called like, I forget the technical term, but I'm going to call it an artistic value. There's an artistic value to silver coins or coins in general because it's a collectible item. It's considered like art. So I buy them and collect them for that reason. So I have a lot of Morgan silver dollars. They're really, I don't know. For me, I'm kind of a geek, and I don't think that they're pretty cool. So I collect them. For gold, I buy GLD and GOLD tickers. That's what I personally buy. Do your own research and see if that's right for you. Have you ever purchased a property in a state where you do not reside? I have not, because I live in Florida, and Florida is one of the best real estate markets to buy in. Florida, Texas, Arizona are really great markets. Tennessee, North Carolina are really good markets. So personally, I have not found a reason to go elsewhere. I'm gonna fix this. Yeah, all right, whatever. So Jasmine says, closing on a property I sold next month. What type of account is best to hold money for the next real estate purchase? Thanks. So Jasmine, it depends if you have a capital gain or not. So if you have a capital gain, you might want to do a 1031 exchange. So you're going to put that money, it's going to be held in an account for you, in an escrow for you, so you can avoid the tax on that gain. If it's been an owner-occupied property, we've lived in it in at least 2 years of the last 5 years, then there's no capital gain, up to $500,000 for a married couple and $250,000 for a single person. So it depends. Otherwise, a standard account is fine. You're FDIC'd in a standard account, bank account, for up to $250,000 per account. So those are, from there, it's your decision. Now, again, you can choose to put some of that money in different asset classes, and just got to figure out what your risk tolerance is to see how much you want to put in: gold, silver, crypto, whatever your thing is, on whatever your risk tolerance is. For example, I'm not risk averse. I'm pretty open and comfortable with not risk, but with my decisions, my financial decisions. So I'll go all in. I'll put all my money into a real estate deal if I'm confident in that deal, which a very conservative person probably wouldn't. But for me, I feel myself as a conservative person because I do so much research in what I'm buying that I'm very confident to put all my eggs in that basket. So Warren Buffett says this thing where he says, people that diversify their income put their eggs in like 20 baskets. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's a waste of time to look at 20 different baskets. And normally that's a way to go for someone that doesn't know what they're doing and what they're investing in. And the thing is, yes, I do talk this fast. Normally, I talk very fast. So especially when it's about something I know. So in that saying that, that's why I don't really diversify much of my income. 80 of my investments, not my businesses that I own, but in my investments, I would say like 80, 90 something percent is in real estate, just because I know it's going to win huge long term. So Nancy says, can you explain how opportunity zones work? Great question, Nancy. So I've been looking into opportunity zone. I've been pushing opportunity zones for a long time, and I just couldn't get people very interested and hyped in it. But let me break down an opportunity zone. First, let's talk about opportunity zone in the sense of land. You must buy a property or open a business or build a business within a opportunity zone. Land, meaning the property or the business is going to be in this area. It's a physical area. 2, you must buy or build a business in an opportunity zone within an opportunity company. So there must be a qualified opportunity fund. Also not that difficult to start up. You just have to do it. You have to do it in that manner, right? Next part. Whatever you buy it for, let's just say you buy it for $1 million. 1 mil. The rules for the qualified opportunity zone and fund is you must spend $1 million on that property. So if you buy $1 million property, you need to spend $1 million, which means normally you have to build. It's the standard fix and do cosmetic upgrades don't usually work because you have to spend $1 million. I have found properties that will fit this model. Okay, the rules are this: you must own the property for 10 years. Oh, let me go back. The $1 million that I said you have to spend to upgrade the property, you have 30 months to spend that money. Now, the rules could have changed. At this point in time, it was 30 months. So 30 months, you have to spend that money. At that point, you have $2 million into this property, okay? If you sell it in 10 years, in 10 years, when you sell it, you will pay $0 in tax on your profit. You heard it right. $0 in tax on your profit. Now, this is my point though. Never buy a property for tax reasons. Unless you're like, what I say is dummy rich, right? If you're worth like $100 million and you really don't care and all you care about is taxes and withholding your wealth together, that would be okay. Otherwise, you really want to focus on saving taxes as a kind of a icing on the top kind of situation, right? You want to have the icing on the top be you don't have to pay tax. The main focus is the property, is the project profitable? Because most, not all, but most of these are in the hood. So you have to do, the goal is to increase and help the area, which I encourage. But again, most of the time it's in the hood. So you better have enough money to manage and properly take care of the asset. So be careful with that. And otherwise, the next point is this. in real estate, you have 1031 exchanges. So even if you did make $5 million in profit on this deal, your tax rate is probably going to be like 15, 20%. So it's $1 million in tax. Obviously, we want to save $1 million in tax. But if you're doing a 1031 exchange, you're going to be rolling that money into another deal, and you're not really going to be paying that tax anyway. So at the end, it's you can have, with good tax strategy and a good team. I mean, we do this all the time. For our clients, we help them strategize. It is really not an issue. You can find other ways to avoid paying taxes legally. But this is one of the ways you can do it, and actually not even avoid. You just totally wouldn't owe anything by being within the fund. So yeah. So Peter says, I have 200K in my 401K, fully vested. I own a 3-family, and I want to purchase more. Are you saying I could withdraw from the 401K tax-free? So where can I research this? You cannot withdraw from it tax-free. That is incorrect. What I'm trying to say is you can take out up to $100,000 penalty-free due to COVID. Now, you would owe income tax on the $100,000. If you invested that $100,000 into a piece of real estate, did a cost segregation model, and had $100,000 worth of depreciation, the $100,000 in depreciation would write off the income, and it would become a wash. Not tax-free, a wash. Now, part 2, you could take the money out and put it into an EQRP fund, meaning take it out of one retirement account, move it into another retirement account, which is also a non-taxable event. Do your research, consult your tax professional. If I'm your tax professional, DM me and I will work out the details. So how can you do this research? Honestly, you would have to be able to have a tax professional that understands retirement accounts and understands real estate investing. If they are not, then they won't understand what I just said. So if you had an accountant for 10, 20 years, they're probably a great person because you've had them for that long. But not all accountants understand the huge tax law. They probably only know a section of it, and they're probably very, very good at that section, but they probably don't know the other sections. So you need to have someone on your side to be able to help you with that. At times, you have to upgrade your team along the way to get to the next level. So you would have to find a tax specialist that understands that. Nicholas says, awesome, thanks. You're welcome. Cornell says, thanks. You're welcome. Jasmine says, yes, capital gains. Cool. Nicholas laughs. He says, the hood. Listen, I grew up in the hood. The hood's not bad. It's just you have to understand how to invest. All right, how much do porn stars make? They actually don't make very much. What are the beginning steps in real estate? What are some key things I should know? The key thing you should know is save your money, because the more money you have is the more you'll be able to get the multiplication effect when you get a loan. Remember, you get 5 times your money on a loan, or 5 times compared to your whatever you have saved up. You can get at least 5 times that amount in a property. So if you have $100,000 saved up, you can buy a $500,000 property, at least, if not, even a larger property. So the more you have saved up, the more you can get. But what's most important is know your market, so you know if you're overpaying or not on a piece of property. All right. Jasmine says, yes, you do speak fast, but that keeps us on our toes. What was the name of the account to hold money when you have a capital gains from selling multifamily home? So it's an escrow account, and normally it's with a 1031 exchange company. So that company will hold your money in the account. It's a 1031 exchange company, and it's in their escrow account. So the rules on a 1031 is that you cannot touch your money. You sell your property. Once you sell it, the lawyer or the title company will not transfer it to you. They transfer it to an escrow company. This escrow 1031 exchange company, or this 1031 exchange company, holds your money into an escrow account. When you find another property, they're going to shift that money into the new property for the down payment and you can also get a loan at the same time to buy an even bigger property. So if you put in $50,000 into a multi-unit, that $50,000 became $200,000. You sold the property, you take your $200,000 into this account. You now are using this $200,000 to buy $1 million property, 20% down. You're shifting it over into this, and then it would be the $200,000 plus you would get to the bank, and the bank would give you $800,000, and now you have this new property. So it's a 1031 exchange company. All right. So let's answer some more questions.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? You're live.
Yeah, your dick is small.
Your mom. Ask your mom. All right. Funny stuff. Okay. I'm curious. In the past, you said you do not watch sports. Your sport is economy. What sources do you read on a daily? I mean, I watch Yahoo Finance. I watch. I follow Bloomberg. I follow basically everything. Every single source I follow, and I keep up with the news. The news is not where I get my information, like the very good information, right? That's just kind of like what they're talking about. What's their noise? Because I want to hear what is their noise. The reality is I'll go and I'll follow an economist, right? And I mentioned one of the economists that I follow in a previous slide. I think it was like 2 or 3 lives ago. And I'm going to listen what that economist has to say. Because that guy predicted the last recession, the Great Recession of 08. I'm going to hear what he has to say, what his prediction is. And that guy said that we would need to spend $10 trillion in total in stimulus to avoid a depression. And it would just keep us in a recession and we'd be able to recover. And that would still kind of kick the can down the road and we would have to make major adjustments in our economy. So what I do is I follow other professionals. That's who I follow. So similar to like how you guys follow me, there's other people who are on very high levels. I listen to them. And then I also listen to the people on different levels and play different positions so I can get a wide array of information to be able to make my decision. So again, I listen to this economist that's speaking at a very high level about what's going to happen in the economy globally and in the country. And then I ask other people around the country. I'll call my buddy in Miami and ask him how his business is doing and how people in Miami are doing. I'll ask my friend in LA, right? Like you'll see, I'll talk to like John Williams and I'm like, hey, John, how's it going over there? What's your opinion? And I'll ask all the different professionals, what's their opinion? What's their take? And I'll gather the information to be able to kind of draw out this picture in my mind of what's going to happen. And then I position myself to have the most optimal win with the least amount of work, because I could sit there and day trade, but I really don't want to. And I could probably make the same amount of money, if not more money, by just doing some buy and holds. Like again, I made 40% on my crypto play, and I think I've only held it for a month. And I've made probably a very high return on my gold play. So I'd rather not just buy and sell often. I'd rather just make my position, make a very smart decision, hold, wait, let the results come. Over a 6-month term, I'm probably going to double or triple my money in those decisions. I'm going to exit at that time. I'm going to use the money to invest in some real estate deals. All right. So will 2022 be a good time to buy too? What's most likely going to happen is we're going to be down for about a 3-year period to a 5-year period. If they spend enough money, it should only be about 2 to 3 years. If they don't spend enough money, it's going to be probably like 5 years, maybe even 7 years. And then we're going to climb up. We're going to have a lot of inflation from all the money that's been put out. So it's going to be a great opportunity for us to buy. All right. All right, let's see here. Carol says, in the past, you have said you don't watch sports. Answer that question. David says, as someone who is graduating college with a passion for real estate, do you think becoming an agent is a lucrative career? What would you do if you were to start out and living in the Bay Area? So, being an agent, real estate agent, is about who you know and about making relationships with people so you can help them. So don't think about being lucrative. Think about what are you good at or what do you like doing? Because if you don't like talking to people all day and meeting people and getting to know them and trying to fit them into a piece of real estate that's going to be best for them, it's not the best career. Very few agents make it lucrative, but those that work hard and are passionate can make it lucrative. So then that's the same thing, but for anything. So maybe you like doing mortgages. Maybe you like doing something else. So it doesn't have to be an agent. Don't think I want to invest in real estate and I'm going to be an agent so I can invest. That's not accurate. Most agents do not invest. 99% don't invest. There's only a few agents that actually invest in real estate. It's really sad because they're giving up on our chances of making a lot of money long term by being an investor. All right. So Jasmine says, as in you speak fast, I missed the name of the account. Your explanation was on point. Thank you. So you have to go so that it's a standard escrow account, but that money needs to be put into an escrow account within a 1031 exchange company. They have to hold their funds within their account. 1031 exchange. Prior to you selling it, you have to fill out the paperwork. You cannot fill it out after you sell the property. So if you're under contract now, you need to fill out the paperwork now. All right. Let's see. Ben says, are you saying that one needs at least 20% of the property price to get started in real estate? You don't have to have that much. It's advisable to have that much, but you don't have to. First-time home buyers can actually put down 3.5% down to acquire the first property. So you can do as little as that much. It is advisable to have more money than that because if something breaks, you need the money. If someone leaves, you should have extra money. You should not be strapped. Okay? It's not advisable to have only 3.5% down, but you can do it with that little amount. So keep that in mind. Save up as much as possible. Now, again, just because you have 20% down doesn't mean you have to put 20. You could choose just to put 3.5 and keep the other 16.5% to yourself for, a what if account in case something, a reserve account to upgrade the property. There's a lot of options you can do with that money. If you have enough money, you can buy your first property 3.5% down and then buy an investment property with the rest of the money. Lucy says, Jasmine, I always watch the video 2 times because I also miss some of what he says. And you also learn more and new things every time. Yes. I have an assistant and she has a background in property management. She's managed many mobile home parks and each of the parks have hundreds of units. So I added her on the team because I'm planning to buy many, many properties. We plan to have hundreds of properties by the end of year next year. So if all the people have been asking me to invest, save your money, be patient. We're going to have some great deals coming. And she also has a background in accounting and bookkeeping. But even when I talk to her, she's like, I missed what you said. And I tell her, it's like, look, you have to listen very closely to what I'm telling you because every single thing I'm saying has deep meaning within each sentence I'm saying. Don't blend it together into one concept. you can initially, when you're initially starting and you're learning, you'll blend it together in one concept and you'll understand something. When you go back and you listen to it again, you're going to grab another piece. But normally within one concept, I'm actually mentioning 5 different topics or 5 different ideas. So it will take some time to absorb. Don't worry. I felt the same way when I was listening to my different mentors, and when they would talk, I'd be like, wow, I don't understand what he said, but all I know is it was amazing, and I need to listen to it again, and I need to keep on working on this because it's just amazing, but I don't really understand what's going on here. So don't worry, I was there. All right, Carl says, I'm in California. I'm thinking about investing in your area. You think I can get some good deals for appreciation and cash flow with a down payment of $70K? Yeah, it's possible. I don't think you're going to get as a good deal as like myself because I know the market and I buy the really good deals before anybody else does. But you'll make a decent return. You're probably going to make the same or better return if you invest with the group. Just an idea. David says, thank you. Always appreciate your insight. You're welcome. Hugo says, Pascal, do you have any advice for house hacking? I mean, I basically mentioned house hacking many times. You can do it with a single family home that has 4 to 5 bedrooms and rent out the bedrooms, or you can buy a 4-plex, live in one and rent out the other 3. A lot of options. Either one of those options would work. So just got to make sure that you're buying what I say about making sure you study your market is most important because you don't want to buy a property that's no good. Because just because you house hacked it and you paid too much for it, it doesn't help you. Now you're living for free, but you're not getting appreciation. The big money you're going to make is in appreciation, and that's your goal. It's to make sure you're buying under value or add a lot of value so you can build wealth. All right. Hello? All right. Yes. We avoided that. All right. What's my favorite color? Orange. Nancy says, to take advantage of cost segregation to offset gains, does it have to be in the year you made the purchase? If you buy in November to December, can you wait until November to January to next year? No, it would have to be within the same year of your purchase. It would have to be in the same year as your purchase. Good question. Very good question, Nancy. Yeah, because everything your tax-wise happens within that 12-month period. Pascal, you didn't answer. That was the hood calling. Laugh out loud. I answered, and I don't know if you noticed it. I think she was about to twerk. Actually, you can't. On YouTube, you didn't see that. She was about to twerk, and I just definitely shut that down. So I was like, nah, this is not that type of class. Yeah, Jasmine, you didn't, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, it's 11 o'clock. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm psyched about it. I'm ready to go. A lot of people are reaching out to me to look at doing their refinances, their taxes, their insurance. I'm happy to help you guys. I got a large team ready to go. Anyone interested in investing, DM me, and I will put you on the list of people that we're going to reach out to when we find deals. I have found a few deals that are interesting, but not really awesome yet. So I'll let you know when it comes. And, pray for me. Wednesday, we're going to have our first meeting for the app. This is going to be a really awesome app. It's going to be a game changer. And I'm really excited for that. This is like my baby project. And I think this baby is going to be huge. It's going to help a lot of people. on the consumer side and on the producer side. So a lot of people are asking like, well, how can I make money? How can I make money from home? How do I get into the real estate game and make money and then make money to invest in? This app is going to be able to kind of answer all those, fix all those problems all in one. So really, really excited. Really, really excited about it. So, and anyone who wants to learn more and up their game, my app, Foundations of Personal Finance, is available. Link in the bio. It shows how I went from 0 units at 19 to 23 units by the age of 23. It gives you all the hacks and the knowledge that I learned from my mentors, and it passes along to you guys. Okay. Yes, crazy exciting. I've had this idea for a really long time, and I mean, I got, one of the people I'm working with, Apple Pay is on his platform. Another person I'm working with actually works for Apple, and another person I'm working with actually does helps the government with security, tech security. So we're going to have a very awesome team. I'm trying to build a all-star team so we can put out an amazing product. So I'm really excited. Thank you guys. God bless, and I'll see you next time.